Quinn exiting, there are no black women coaches currently in the WNBA. And everybody trying to stop on each other. It's reckless for Matt to dismiss it as a cash grab. They're Golden State Warriors, Brandon Podojemski. Another person that we should not be sleeping on. When Curry's out, when the team not really, when Curry was out, Andrew Wiggins was gone, what's his name? Kuminga wasn't playing, Moses Moody just doing Moses Moody things. It was Brandon Podojemski that was low-key would hold it down for the team at times. To carry a legacy team like that on your back, he had 23 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, and he shot 10 for 16. That's the kind of stuff you can expect from him. Maybe not so much when Curry's on the court, but we all know, when have we seen Curry play an entire season healthy? That's what I'm saying. So when we're watching these games, make sure you're paying attention to these players because they are important when the big stars go out. Butler, too. Butler wasn't there. But we can't rely on just Brandon Podojemski. And that's what I wanted to make note on with the Warriors. Their depth was exposed. I mean, it's no surprise. But with Moses Moody down on injury, he's probably not going to start going. He has a calf issue. And we know calf strains, calf issues are touch and go. They can linger all year. And Moses isn't already like, he's Moses Moody. I mean, come on. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, the Warriors will have to like make some sneaky finesses to make it in the play-ins this year. That's all I'm saying. But overall, in the first half, the Lakers had already built a strong lead, and they were shooting really well from the field, especially behind the arc. And despite the Warriors trying to come back in the third quarter, LA held them steady. But as far as, again, the Lakers, I like the balance that they have across the board. With Jackson Hayes still in the lineup, I think they looked confident shooting the three, but that doesn't say a lot in the beginning of the season because as we go, we start seeing adjustments being made. But for right now, I don't expect anything less from this Lakers team, especially the current state of this Lakers team. And then for the Warriors, I mean, they're being smart. They're being strategic. They played a lot of their young guys. But all the old heads they got, do they really have the gas in them to last an entire season? And if not, they're still missing a crucial piece here. Like, come on. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what to make of that one. Okay. Moving on from that Lakers versus Warriors series, I wanted to talk about the Bucks because they're one of the only teams besides the Knicks that are 3-0. They're undefeated in the preseason. And what we've seen so far is Miles Turner shooting well, which we know how streaky Miles Turner could be, but he's shooting well for them. And the whole team overall is shooting well from the three for the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, granted, they did play against the Bulls in this recent game, but they only managed to beat the Bulls 127-121. Kyle Kuzma came off the bench and he added 19 points on top of Miles Turner's other 19 points, which he got all from the three. And seeing Miles Turner in this capacity, we kind of saw a hint of it in the Pacers series in the playoffs, but because Siakam, I think once Siakam, because Miles Turner was in the paint a lot before Siakam got there. But then when Siakam got there, I saw his play change dramatically. And although Miles Turner consistently puts himself in foul trouble, he's literally just shooting threes. He's like a centered guard. It's the weirdest thing. Like, how do we all feel about that? Is that an advantage for teams on the mismatch where you have to have centers that come out of the paint and now you allow for a lot more in the paint action? Maybe, yeah, they were shooting three well, but with Miles, with other centers having to come out to guard Miles, will that then lead to more in paint points, which is good for Giannis if he doesn't get traded? A lot of things up in the air. But, it makes me wonder if this is going to work better on this Bucks team than what it did for the Pacers. Because for the Pacers, it just looked like he was settling. Although this Pacers team scored at a high clip. That was their thing. It was like, we want to score. We want to outscore teams because we don't want to play defense. But I am starting to respect Miles Turner's game less and less the more I see him just shoot the three. But it's great that he's getting those shots up. But once people start making adjustments, it's like, I don't want you to be a one-trick pony, Miles Turner. You're going to get exposed. And then finally, I wanted to talk about this Knicks versus Minnesota preseason game, where, again, the Knicks remain unbeaten in the preseason, but not without a lot of faults. And one of the exposures I saw was the cracks in their offense. I mean, versus the Minnesota as a team, they shot 15 for 57. 57. Like, did Mike Brown just say, all right, guys, go out there and jack up as many threes? I want y'all to just get your arms loose. Like, what the hell? 57 shots and you only score 63 points? And y'all get paid millions of dollars? Okay. It's preseason. I better not see that in the regular season. Absolutely not. I will be appalled. I will come back to the stream and pull it up because there's no way. There's no way. I just saw cracks in their offense, and that's kind of as to be expected with this Knicks team. I'm just hoping that Mike Brown can find out a better way to play these guys without playing them to death and to get the most out of them where they don't have to settle. What's up, C Money 00007? You were definitely talking into the chat. I'll do your latest one. You said, how do I feel about Orlando? I love the Orlando Magic. I think they're going to make it into the play-in, and they might actually make it to the second round of playoffs this year, especially if we see more from Franz and Paolo. And I love Desmond Bane on the team. I think that was a great addition. And even Tyus Jones. What I noticed Orlando did well is, even though despite losing all their guards, like, I know that they're not huge difference makers, but they lost Caldwell Pope, Markelle Fultz, Gary Harris. Who was the other person? He's kind of similar to Jalen Suggs, but didn't play as much. But they lost like all of their backcourt, but they still managed to replenish it with guys like they always have a lot of people playing the same positions that are actually solid. So I'm excited for Orlando. They still have Jonathan Isaac. I think Matisse Wagner is going to come back from his injury. And he was on the free agency, but they re-signed him for one more year. So that tells me they might could get one more year out of him before he leaves. So yeah, I'm really excited about this Orlando team, and hopefully they've gotten smarter and gotten more experience over the last two years that they fell short. Hopefully they at least make it the second round this year. Randy Mayo said, my thoughts on the Bucks. Okay. All right. So first of all, the Bucks made history because they signed all three Akatempo brothers. So Giannis's two other brothers are now on their team, and they're all signed. So that's pretty cool. On the same team. Apparently, that's the first time that's ever happened. So I want to start there with some history. That's cool. But as a team overall, and while I'm doing this, I'm going to pull up the roster, but I know they got Gary Trent, right? Who else was on there? Okay, Cole Anthony. That's what I was talking about from Orlando, Cole Anthony. But so they got Giannis, Cole Anthony, Kyle, Kevin Porter Jr. Now, I like Kevin Porter Jr. as their starting point guard. Absolutely. I think when he was on the Clippers, he had a lot to offer. And although Norman Powell was their leading scorer and James Harden is their point, blah, 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 Kevin Porter Jr. showed us that he can score at will. He can penetrate, go downhill, and he can make plays. So I think having Kevin, and he can play a little defense. So Kevin Porter Jr. as their starting point guard, nice. I love it. I really like that, especially losing Damian Lillard. I mean, he's not no Damian Lillard, but any team is going to be successful with a scoring point guard similar to Kevin Porter Jr. I know he's a shooting guard, but I think he can end up being that point guard for them. They still have AJ Green as a shooter. You know, they got Amir Coffey too, who was playing from Clippers with Kevin. So I think there'll be some chemistry there. They still got the steroid juice monster Bobby Portis. So they lost Brooke Lopez, but Bobby Portis was having a better season before he even, did his performance enhancement drug scandal. I think he was having a better season than Brooke Lopez. Brooke Lopez was kind of looking a little rusty and old out there. So them losing, I think this team is now a little younger. It's fresher. And I'm excited. And they got Gary Harris. I'm excited to see what the rookie Mark Sears does. And then Taurean Prince. He's definitely going to bring the threes and the defense. I don't hate this. They got Jericho Sims. I can't wait to see how he's going to be at center. They got a couple. They got some sleepers on this team, and I'm not mad at it. Do I think they're gonna make it far? I mean, the fate of Giannis is still up in the air. I think this team could get shaken up and find themselves trending down for sure, especially if Giannis leaves. But overall, starting off in the regular season, I think they're gonna be good to watch. Yeah. C Money 007 said people are viewing Cleveland as the number one favorite in the East. Now, the thing about Cleveland that I respect is their continuity. That was one of the reasons I think they were number one in the East last year, is because they had the highest continuity out of everybody last year, right? Now they signed Lonzo Ball. They got rid of Karis LeVert. See, I haven't looked at rosters in a while, but they still have Jarrett Allen, who, by the way, in the power ranking top 50, they rated Jarrett Allen higher than Joel Embiid. Now, I love me some Jarrett Allen. Don't get me wrong, but ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm picking up Jarrett Allen over Joel Embiid. A healthy Joel Embiid? Let's be for real. I pick up Jarrett Allen as his backup center. There's no way. Okay, so they got Spider, Darius Garland, tough. Evan Mobley, who can get away with just chilling, doing what he can do. They still got Max Strus. Now they added Lonzo Ball. Okay, having Thomas Bryant as a center, I don't really like that, because Thomas Bryant was booty butt cheeks on Pacers. He was kind of booty butt cheeks on the Heat. He had some moments, but to see him here on this Cleveland Pacers team, he got lucky. Like he lucked out. Okay, Killian Hayes, he's coming from Brooklyn, and he's a point guard. And I like Killian. I think Killian is going to be good on this team. Oh, they also have Larry Nance Jr. I like that. Right. And then DeAndre Hunter. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This Cleveland team. Yeah. I think getting rid of Karis LeVert, he cool. But if you can have DeAndre Hunter next to you with Darius Garland, Spider, Miles Turner, and then Evan Mobley. I mean, not Miles Turner. I'm sorry. Evan Mobley, and then Jarrett Allen. Choo. I like that. Then you got D Wade. D Wade's not bad. He's not great. But a third string, that's solid. Depth, guys. Depth is important. If you got Killian Hayes, Larry Nance Jr., Lonzo coming off the bench, I ain't mad at it. I'm mad at it at all. And they got Sam Merrill. Now, losing Ty Jerome, you would think that would be a big hit, but I think, again, because they have DeAndre Hunter, that makes up for it. Ty Jerome just kind of came out as a breakout. They didn't have Max Strus for a while, and Darius Garland was hurt. So Ty Jerome got a chance to start, and now he's on the Memphis Grizzlies, and I think that was a huge, great take for the Memphis Grizzlies, who I think the Grizzlies are going to do way better than anyone can ever anticipate, in case anyone cares. But yeah, so far in the preseason, I'm really excited. The regular season starts Tuesday, October 21st, and I'm just looking forward to NBA basketball.